Hi everybody. Now I really enjoy, I absolutely love, in fact I absolutely thrive delivering workshops at conferences for clients, at education establishments, workshops around communication and teaching and learning and behaviours and you name it. There's lots of workshops that I enjoy delivering. I also really enjoy attending them, but one thing that I notice a lot when I attend workshops is there often isn't the right learning structure in place. So what I'm going to do today is share with you two learning methods. One that I use 100% of the time, and then one that may work for you, but I don't tend to use it, and I'll explain why. Now, when I first got into workshop tutoring, this was maybe 15 years ago, and I did the Communication Superpower workshop at a conference, and it won Best Workshop. And I was like, wow, that is great. So pleased with that. I ran it again, it won Best Workshop. I ran it at another conference, won Best Workshop. And everywhere I took that workshop, it won the Best Workshop. Now at first, I thought maybe this is my winning charm. Maybe it's just the topic is particularly interesting. Then I realized that actually I don't have a huge amount of charm, so it's probably not that. And then, yes, it's an interesting topic, but there are many other people talking about the same thing. So I spent a while deconstructing it and realized that I'd actually hit on one of these learning methods, not entirely, but I was close. So I refined it a little bit further and it kept winning awards, and it still wins awards today, 15 years later. The first one is the inductive learning method. This is the one that I use for 100% of my workshops. Now you imagine a pyramid or a ladder or whatever visual you want. I've chosen an upside down triangle. The idea behind the inductive learning method is that we start very simply. And in my case, I always start with the truth or the grounding principle. And we hopefully discover that collectively as a group rather than me just telling people what it is. But we start simple. We start easy. We start with the grounding principle, facts or truth. Once I know they are understood, we ladder on, we move up in terms of complexity. We keep going up this ladder, always checking through those teaching methods that I cover in the book that people are comprehending it, so that we're building on solid ground as we go through the day. Everything ladders on top of everything else. Now this is a method that I like because it's straightforward, it's simple, and students can see the thread. I can design a workshop that follows that thread, and I can be sure that at the end of the day that they have the grounding understanding of the principle or the science or the facts, and then that broader application of how to use it. Now the opposite of that is what's called the deductive learning method. Now it's exactly the opposite. We start broad with broad applications, or we start with complexity and we start with maybe the hard stuff, and then through the workshop we dissect and we go through that and we eliminate some of the other pieces as we sort of converge down towards the end of the workshop to the grounding facts, the truth, the simplicity. Is taking complexity and then finding the simple truth in it. Is taking a broad application and then bringing it down to why those applications mattered, kind of the truth behind it. Now the reason that I don't use this method at all, but it might work for whatever it is that you're teaching, is because we might not get to that truth. We might not get to the basics. We might not get to the simplicity. And I believe that it's that simplicity that is the most powerful piece. So if we're going to run out of time, maybe don't even get to it, or maybe we do and the students don't comprehend it, we need to spend a little bit longer on those meatier bits of it, then I think that's a shame. There's a risk that students come away not quite understanding the topic that they're learning. Now, a lot of workshops don't follow either of these, and as I say, there are sort of mishmash of ideas that the teacher thinks is interesting and the teacher wants to share. But a workshop isn't about the teacher, it's about the students. And ensuring that the students come away at the end of that workshop knowing more about the subject, knowing the principles and the facts, so they can go forth and apply them and test them and try them and build on top of them through their own knowledge and experience. That's the important outcome for a workshop. And when we do the deductive, might work for your subject, there's a risk that they go away not quite understanding those principles, so that when they learn new things, it's not building on solid background. In Workshop Mastery, the book, I cover the teaching methods, I cover the presence, communication skills, all the stuff that you need to deliver an amazing workshop. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.